everybody, it's me, Myra, at Down Home Money, a simple approach to financial freedom. I hope you're doing well. Okay, today, do your own thing. That is our slogan for today, because I'm going to talk to you about the housing market and the changes that are happening. And I don't want you to be scared to get into the housing market. And I think there's been so much fear about how prices are through the roof, and they are. I mean, it's ridiculous. But let me say this. I've been in the real estate business for 30 years. And you all know I've owned franchises and sell a lot of real estate. My 3 real estate offices for the year of 2020 sold $1.7 billion in real estate. And so I kind of have, I've got a bird's eye view of what's really going on in the market. So I want to give you some numbers today. I think that documentation beats conversation. There's a lot of people talking out there, but I am watching the market and we're starting to see some changes. So are you ready? Okay, I'm really excited to give you some information. So here's what we know. We know that hopefully at the end of this month, the moratorium on evictions will be lifted. So we're going to have a couple million people that are not paying their rent that we're going to have to figure out what's going to happen, right? Are they going to be evicted? Does the landlord, is he so tired of not collecting rent that they want to put their property on the market? And let me say this. We are getting those calls that as soon as they get their tenant out, they want to sell it and they want to go into the stock market because, the stock market's doing so well. So it's very interesting what's going on in the market. The other thing we got to think about is the fact that the moratorium on foreclosures, if that gets lifted like we're expected to, then we're going to have some houses come on the market that got foreclosed on and then put on the market. Now, you guys, this does not happen fast. Nothing happens fast. It's slowly, and then suddenly. I was in the market in 7, 8, 9. And in 6, I had one of my best years of selling real estate. And then all of a sudden, the market started shifting and more houses came on the market, more foreclosures came on the market. And by the end of 2008, early 2009, which we feel like we hit our peak, our very bottom of the market in Denton, Texas. Because remember, you guys, real estate is local. And right now, yes, a lot of areas have had this boom. It's been kind of crazy because it hasn't just been in certain states. It's been pretty much almost everywhere, right? There's some cities that did not grow and because of other reasons, but because of our economy and what's going on in the market and this, and COVID actually, us sitting at home, it made us look at our houses differently, what we want, what we don't want. And so that's why we've had this buying frenzy. And I hadn't really bought much real estate in the last 2 years because everything was so high, because I have that 1% rule that I've shared with you guys. If I'm going to pay $250,000 for a house, it has to rent for $2,500 a month or I won't buy it, because I'm one of these investors. I've been doing it so long that I have a set criteria. And if property doesn't meet my criteria, I don't buy with emotions. I buy with numbers and profitability on a property and what I can make. So it's all about the profit and loss for me. So with that said, I've struggled with these prices to be able to get the 1% rule to even work. So I will tell you, I went to Galveston in April and I bought a beach house. Paid way too much for it. But here's what I looked at. It's an Airbnb. And it cash flows. It already had rents all the way throughout the end of the year. I felt like I paid $50,000 too much for the property, just based on numbers and comps. But I had $60,000 worth of rentals. And so I was like weighing that out. And so I decided to pull the trigger. And I did. And I've already made $22,000 since the 1st of May on the property. So I'm feeling good about it. I'm going to get that money back. And I do think that beach houses, there's only so many on the beach. So there you go. So that's what I did. So I want to share that because even I am buying property, because every market you have opportunity to buy property. And I think that we keep hearing so much about how inflated everything is that it's kind of made some of us that are investors to just back off and not buy property. But I will share with you that keep looking, because there are deals out there. I am seeing deals, and now more than ever. We've got more people putting their houses on the market because, it's kind of it's kind of like financial freedom. You work so hard to save your money. And for me, it took me 13 years of saving and buying rental property, throw me off an income in order to have financial freedom or financial independence, whichever one you like to call it. Well, this is no different. Okay, the market is slow to make the changes, and then all of a sudden the changes have been made, and you were either in. It was kind of like in March of last year with the stock market. When the stock market dropped, a lot of people, out of fear, false evidence appearing real, they pulled out and they didn't buy stock. And so then what happened is that then the stock market started going back up and they missed the boat. And the same thing happens in real estate. The same thing happens in financial freedom. We keep spending, and we don't save so that we can have freedom. The same thing happens in real estate. We don't buy because we think the market's going to drop. And then what if the market doesn't? It levels out by only 5%. A lot of people are saying it's going to level out by 20%. I don't know that that's true. I think that because of everything's based on supply and demand. And right now our supply is really low, and we've got a big demand because a lot of millennials are buying their first home and they're moving into home ownership. And because that generation, the population's so big, that there's going to be some changes. So it's going to be interesting to watch. I just ride the market. I'm buying at all times. And same thing with stock market. So it ends up being a win for me because it's kind of like cost averaging. But let me share with you some of the states that when the moratorium on foreclosures gets lifted, these are the states. So, and I got this from CoreLogic. So, are at least 30 days past due. These are the states with the highest: Louisiana, New York, Mississippi, Maryland, New Jersey. So those are your 5 highest states that will probably see the most when the moratorium gets lifted and evictions start. So Louisiana, New York, Mississippi, Maryland, and New Jersey. Now, here are 5 states that are going to see the least amount of foreclosures coming on the market: Utah, Wisconsin, Montana, South Dakota, and Idaho. And isn't it interesting that those states have the least foreclosure rate, but yet they have done some of the best as far as how much have gone up in sales and in volume and in pricing. So here are the top metropolitan areas that have at least 30 days past due. So they're the highest that they're going to see foreclosures. And I'm so sad because Dallas is not on here, and that's the market I'm in. So I may have to go somewhere else to get some good deals. Miami, woo, good. We're going to be able to buy some beach property. New York, Houston, Las Vegas, Chicago. These metropolitan cities, and Miami being the largest that has the most, that are 30 days or more behind. So it's very interesting, you guys, because the rate of Miami is 7.6% of homeowners. 7.6% are homeowners that are behind. So that's pretty interesting, that 7.6% in Miami, and they have the highest rate. Now, the lowest rate in those is Denver. And Denver has, let's see what Denver has. Let me look outside. Denver and San Francisco tied for the lowest rate at 2.9%. Miami's rate decreased 3.9% points from a year earlier. So people are getting an opportunity to catch up on their mortgages. And so that is happening too, because we've given them all this time with the moratorium on evictions. Normally when you get 60 to 90 days, they hit the eviction process. They go into eviction. Now we gave them a whole year to figure it out. We've also got the forbearance coming due, and people are having to figure that out. So, I don't think that there's going to be this huge increase of inventory. I do think there'll be more inventory because here's what's also happening. People are going, okay, the real estate market's pretty hot. Should we go on and list our house and make the most we can make? I'll tell you an example. I sold a house for in the 200 range 10 years ago when this market was horrible. They held on to the house, and it's getting ready to close at over 500,000. So, but what that shares with you, that if you hold anything, whether it be real estate, stocks, it's all about hanging on to the investment so that you can allow appreciation. You will become wealthy in real estate if you just hold the properties. Stock market is no different. I bought some of my stocks at the highest in 5 and 6 and 7, and now it's ridiculous because it was so low back then, because I've held it till now. And that's why it's so important for you to understand about buy and hold in the stock market. Here at Down Home Money, we talk about real estate, we talk about life, we talk about money. I'm building a dividend portfolio so you can come back and watch that, another passive income stream, because I truly believe that it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep and what you do with it. And are you buying assets to throw you off an income? You can go to my videos about dividend investment, follow my path and my journey, and learn about dividend investing, build you a portfolio. You just have to get started. That's the key to all of this. Start saving your money to buy that first rental. I think it's so important that you understand that every passive income stream is different, and you got to figure out what's best for you. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. I know a lot about real estate. I'm learning about dividend investing. And life, you know what? I live it every day. So I hope you come here for inspiration. I am learning as I go, and I'm just sharing with you because I fail my way forward, and I want to share with you my mistakes so you won't make them. Do your own thing, and I want to help you do that. See you next Tuesday. Remember, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep, and are you buying passive income streams to throw you off an income? I'll talk to you later. See you next Tuesday. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up.